Welcome to qnawire.
Alright, let's get this into an augmented matrix. So we use the coefficients, and it looks like it's cut off a little bit, but I'm going to assume it's a 1x, a negative 4y, a 1z equals 0, a 5x, 1y, 1z equals negative 18, and 1x, 2y, 3z equals negative 10. So that's our augmented matrix. That is part A. Now, unless there was a typo here, this is going to take a little work to get to reduced row echelon form. So we could start by taking row 2 and subtracting 5 times row 1 so that we can get a 0 in row 2 column 1. So that will give us a new row 2 of 0, 21, negative 4, and negative 10, where rows, negative 18, where rows 1 and 3 remain the same. Then we can get a 0 in row 3 if we take row 3 and we subtract row 1. So 1 minus 1, 2 minus negative 4, 3 minus 1, negative 10 minus 0. And rows 1 and 2 remain the same. Next up, we can take a 21st of row 2, or just divide it all by 21 so that we get a 1 in row 2. So it'd be 0, 1, negative 4 over 21, and negative 18 over 21, which is negative 6/7, where rows 1 and 3 will remain the same. Then, let's see, we could then get a 1 in row 3 by taking row 3 and subtracting 6 times row 2. And that'll give us a 0 in row 3, and 22/7 and negative 34/7. And rows 1 and 2 can stay the same. And now we can work on getting a 1 in row 3, or we can get some zeros above and below some 1s. Let's get a 1 in row 3 by taking 7 over 22 times row 3. So we're just going to scale row 3. So we get 0, 0, 1, and then that will be negative 17/11. Rows 1 and 2 remain the same. So now we have a 1 in all 3 rows. Let's get zeros now. We can get a 0 in row 2 by taking row 2 and adding 4 21st of row 3. So we'll get a new row 2 of 0, 1, 0, and then negative 38 33rds. Rows 1 and 3 remain the same. Then we can get a 0 in row 1 column 2 by taking row 1 and subtracting row 3 from it. Well, let's actually get the 0 in row 1 column 3. So we'll have 1, negative 4, 0, and then that would be 17, positive 17/11. The rows 2 and 3 remain the same. Finally, in row 1 column 2 we can get a 0 by taking row 1 plus 4 times row 2, and we get 1, 0, 0, negative 101 33rds, and rows 2 and 3 remain the same. And so that means the solutions to the system for part C are that x equals negative 101 33rds, y equals negative 38 33rds, and z equals negative 17/11. Or you might just write it as an ordered triple.